You can't see
That's
that, can
nice.
you? Yeah. Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's anything to be
How are you
ashamed.
feeling today, Anne?
A bit better, thank you, Chris. The B12
Oh.
is working again.
Good.
I've still got to go for all the scans and things to see what's going wrong, but
Yeah.
I think there's some connection somewhere, whether it's the anemia attached to B12, I'm not sure.
No.
I don't know. They don't know.
No. I
I've
don't
got
know.
an X-ray tomorrow. I've got a scan in 10 days. But that's for bones. So I don't know what that's about.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
I do know what it's about. They've been giving me a bone protector pill. And she phoned me up the other day, the pharmacist, and she said, "Are you still taking that pill?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, you've been taking that 15 years and the maximum is 10. So
Oh.
for 5 years, they've been giving me a pill I shouldn't have had."
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, great. Yeah.
No, you've been
So-
taking a pill you shouldn't have had.
Yeah. But
They
they never
haven't been
told
giving
me.
you anything.
They never told me, Dave.
Ah,
So I got to go for a
always
bone
read
scan
the
now.
label.
Sorry?
Always read the label.
It doesn't tell you how many years.
No,
But
Oh.
I've now got to go for a bone scan to see what damage they've done.
the thing is,
As you do.
if you Google something medical that you to sort of have a sort of concern or you want extra knowledge, you after the first 2 entries in Google, you poop your pants because you feel I'm going, I've had it. You know, as soon as
Yeah.
I've got a splinter. By the time you finish, you've got to have your finger amputated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but,
don't do that.
yeah, but the first two are selling on eBay and Amazon, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Buy splinters on Amazon. Yeah.
Oh.
I must admit,
It's a shame about Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Malcolm.
tear to the heart,
Oh,
tear
was
to
that
my
Malcolm
eye.
that used to come to the class?
Yeah,
I'm guessing so.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
it's the only one we
Nice.
know.
Oh,
That was the
right.
only Malcolm I know, so I assumed it was.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking it was a church person.
Only
Of course
bloke
he
I
is,
know
but-
that can paint a marvelous picture using a pencil,
Yeah.
some acrylics and a pencil.
Yeah.
Oh, bless
he was-
him. Yeah.
When his dementia or whatever they call it
Yeah.
started to occur, he'd turn up. I was part of the house going melting. I looked down and he's painting away with the tip of a pencil.
I know.
But the picture was awesome.
He had a very good eye, didn't he? He did.
He did for
We
colour.
keep talking about him in the past. I mean, I know
Yeah.
he's still here, but
Well, he might not be at the moment. We don't know, but
well, no, it doesn't sound good anyway.
well, it's definite. His body's put himself in a coma, so
Oh,
put itself in a coma. It's a self-induced one, not a.
Oh, right. Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
I'll read the thing in a minute. It's quite.
Mm.
These things are always sad, but equally they're uplifting because you know anyone
Yeah.
that's got
Right.
someone in that's sort of grown into that sort of state in the family realizes the burden and the pain that it causes within the family, and the whole structure of the family can not dissolve but has to evolve really, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes it'll implode, but it can make life really so in a funny way, well, not in a funny way, in a realistic way, it's a release.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
be. It
You've got
can
to say it's a release for the person who's
be. Yeah.
because you know that might say that I've said it ages now, for years.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for Mel's mum to call it a day for flipping years now. She's been in a vegetative state, but
Really?
they sit her up in a special chair,
Yeah.
feed her, and Mel said was it yesterday, I think, she went round and took the little puppy, dog, it's not so much a puppy now, they
Yeah.
grow so quick, that she, because you can pick this dog up, it's like, And she put it near her mum, and the dog gives her mum a kiss, and she smiled.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So within that total blankness,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something there. Yeah. We've got
Oh,
a
God.
neighbour like that who's been alive for about 5 years.
yeah, it makes you think, really.
Yeah.
How I was only thinking earlier how resilient the human body sometimes is,
Yeah.
where the organs are starting to winding down but it still carries on.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
just shuffle some food in it every now and then and
Yeah. That's right.
point
The
out
will
them.
to live.
Yeah, I
Do we
got a
know- Sorry, do we know how Win is? Have we heard anything from Win?
cool. No, that's going down
No.
an avenue. That one.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, like I just said, you just can't tell with the body,
No.
No. That's
Uh,
true.
I got the message from Astrid was simple. It just says, "Hi David, it's Astrid. Just to let you know that poor Mark has suffered a massive bleed on the brain and will not survive. He has been in a self-induced coma since Friday morning. And our 2 children have been at his bedside throughout with me. We've been given a side room on the stroke unit at Bournemouth Hospital, and so grateful we can spend the final days and hours with him. He is very peaceful. She said, I'll be in touch later in the week. Please remember us to all who knew him back in the days before COVID. I've really enjoyed your weekly texts. So glad to be able to continue the art classes. All the best." So,
That's nice.
Mm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
anyway, it's
Morning, Pauline.
Morning.
Morning.
I don't,
Came in at the wrong time.
You came in
That's
mid-conversation.
Yeah.
well, there's always a danger of that, and
Yeah.
Gonna make a cup of tea for Anne. Won't be a minute.
Okay.
all right, darling.
You can get us one as well.
Yeah, 2 lamps for me.
Down the
And
line to you.
a bit of that Christmas cake.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Aw.
That's so good. I've got to go and buy a new one now.
Oh, right. Well, we'll have a bit of that one then.
Yeah. No, it was really good.
Yeah.
Nicely matured.
Mm.
I bet it was.
Yeah. Well, they make them with brandy anyway, so it just sits there.
Lovely.
Just
I've been up in the
wondering.
caravan. I've been up in the caravan this morning and got all me
Ready for Birchwood.
bedding out and airing it out.
You going away for the weekend or?
Yeah, on Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going away just to escape the fireworks.
Oh, right. Right.
It's
What,
been
you're
a
going to try and find a field in the middle of nowhere?
Oh well, I go there every year. Yes, out in
Right.
Wareham Forest on a campsite.
Right.
But not looking forward to it at all.
Is your cold better now?
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I'm fine physically, but I'm just so fed up with this blinking fireworks. Ooh,
At least you got somewhere to go.
okay. David, we're talking. We were talking.
Out in a hansom cars in summer, clippity clop. London is beautiful in summer. Look at the horse. See her
Is it
horse.
movie week?
I think it is, yeah.
Clippity, clippity, jauntily up and down. Clippity, 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 all
Oh,
Oh, hello.
It's
a posh
expensive,
bit,
but
eh?
it's
Oh.
not the fee. Joy intensive, flatters the ego of me when riding. Clippity clop, clippity clop. Bobbing along to Ludgate Circus, then up the fleet. My, what a street! That's if there ain't a fog to Ercus. Down in the Strand, isn't it grand? Looking to where Trafalgar Square is, into the park. There's even a lark as high as my dream above. Clippity cloppity, clippity cloppity. London is my first love.
Very good. Yes, very good.
How the
Morning.
film?
Morning.
Morning.
Oh,
Morning, Joyce.
Morning, Joy.
Hi, I am here. It's taken me eight
Oh.
attempts.
Oh dear.
Oh, no. No. I wish I
Oh,
could
dear.
pick
Oh, there we are.
There you are.
I thought the funny one was
Oh.
I couldn't even get into my own Zoom meeting earlier.
Yeah, we
Right.
noticed. Me and Anna Gordon were chatting away.
No, I think what it was, I tried to start next week's a week early, and it was going, well, hang on, there's one already. You're already going, you've got one on.
I see.
Then I tweaked what was going on. I haven't heard from Carol, so
I was just going to say, have you heard from her? But
bless her.
No.
perhaps she's going to come in. And she's getting on a bit now, isn't it? Mm.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. I thought you liked my little video. Ah.
So what was the little video that I just came in to?
I'll send you a link. It's on my. If we get
Okay.
time, I'll do it. It only lasts a minute.
Is it a promotional video or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
okay.
I opened up an Etsy shop. Well, I opened up an Etsy shop years ago, when it before Etsy was even favorite, and Melanie's doing her knitted dragons and things. So I started saying, well, why didn't you put them on Etsy? So I've converted my shop into her shop. So I'm renamed El Mum Knits and that. So I created another Etsy shop for my stuff. And I noticed when you're loading your product on, it says customers love to see a video of the product. I thought, well, I know about video production. Oh, I know what I'll do, yeah. So, but the videos have to be less than 95 megabytes or whatever, quite small chunks, and under a minute long, no more than a minute long. So that was a bit scary, compressing and finding things around. So on the Etsy shop, it doesn't play the audio either, so you end up it just loops around the pictures, which looks quite nice.
Yeah.
The audio sounded good.
Mm.
Yes, it was good.
That's from, I can't remember his name now. I had it earlier. I remembered it earlier. It's gone. Roy Plumley.
Oh yeah.
He used to do a Sunday, I think it was a Sunday radio show for 100 years. He's done it where he goes right back in time to early recordings of blues. He used to like blues, but some of those old sort of wartime, pre-war vinyl songs that he was part of, actually. I think he was in some of the bands that used to play them. And irony is, I used to record it. And on my desk, I've got a cassette recording thing, USB thing that you connect to your computer. You can play your cassettes and then just sort of trawl through them and record what's there onto the computer, and then it's digital, and then you can play with it and do what you like with it, which is what I did. And I got and that audio clip, I was sort of cutting out verses here and pasting it. It was good fun, just to make it fit onto the video track. Awesome stuff. Anyway, that was great fun. Oh, let's have a look here at some. Share screen. I don't want to share video. Basic. There we go. Sure. These images are brilliant.
They are. They're all lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Great.
I think who was it said it was that Kincaid, wasn't it? Thomas
yes.
Kincaid, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit like my jigsaw puzzle I was looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, there is an element of that, isn't there? That was Anne's.
So that's hands.
Or I stuck it in that thing. Don't matter. I don't think I didn't. I don't think anyone's got that. No matter how you do it, that tree hanging over, it's really difficult to
Yeah.
really
Yes.
define it as a tree.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was only until I was halfway through the bloody picture last week that I realised it was a tree. I thought it was a bank.
Mm.
That's on the original picture. Then it was like, is that Christine's? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Chrissy's bright and bright and beautiful.
That's lovely.
Actually, you say that. I remarked on the one that Gordon did. It didn't actually look like a watercolor. That's that one there. Our
Yeah.
Gordon,
Mm.
Lovely sky.
it's like the end of the world.
Oh,
Yeah, it's dark.
you're
I
disappointed.
know, you know what I mean.
Well, it was sunset after all.
Yeah,
Can't see the boat.
Okay.
Not from there, some sideways.
Sorry.
No, don't turn it because they'll see me.
I think you could almost,
That's
you could probably make that sun lift some of it out.
Do you want it whiter?
Yeah,
I could put some of your white in.
or just use clean water and lift it off to make
Yeah.
it just subtle, just soften it down.
Okay, I'll go and get it.
I'll tell you why I'm thinking that. It's because of this bit in the middle. You've got two distinct areas and it's really brilliant. The back is, you can almost sense it's glowing towards the front, which is in the dark.
Yeah.
So it's, you've succeeded really well there. What you were intimating last week.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, by having the sun that bright and that red, it sort of, it comes forward. Remember the old
Okay, yeah.
thing?
Mm.
It's got to match the green, hasn't it? I have to have red and green together, you see.
Yeah. I'd lift it out. I think that the colours that you've got in there are heavily, are quite staining colours anyway. So you could lift it, you could really have fun and lift it right out and see what it looks like. Because it will stain and it'll soften out right into the background of the sky. But anyway, that aside, and so the mist is quite nice in the back as well, because you could almost sense that it was ice. And being Canada or that sort of area, you could say, oh yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Talking of which, it was icy out there this morning.
Was it?
It's too misty.
It's not easy getting that
Yeah.
misty effect.
So I thought it looked like ice as well after I'd finished it.
But no, it can be either. I don't think it matters.
Nice.
Okay.
I just like it. Well done.
Makes a difference if you got ice skates on them.
Then we go to Joyce. I straightened it up, the horizon. The
Thank you.
picture you sent me.
Yeah. Was it skew with?
It was just slightly going down. And
Like that one.
I thought, no, I'm not having it.
Right.
Even if Joyce says it's right, I'm not having it. Some people get OCD and all that, or with a compulsive doodah cleaning up disorder, and I've got the same with horizon.
It is actually straight. Honestly, it was just the way it was stuck on date to the photo.
I know. As soon as you think it's straight on the phone or whatever, and it's
Yeah, I know.
well, it is now.
Yeah.
Everybody's done really well again.
That looks like Pauline's.
Yeah.
I like mine was soft, wasn't it? It was I was quite surprised when I look at it. I think that's not the way I normally paint. But it's just where it came out. How long did it take you to do that one, Pauline? Were you a long time or?
Well, it's difficult to tell because I don't do it all in one go.
Yeah, that's good answer.
Yeah.
Top answer.
Different days. I have a little go
That's
and
the
I
way
come
I
back
do
to
it.
it.
I
I
paint better that
couldn't
way.
get the rocks right. That trouble before when we did the
Okay,
rocks.
okay. it looks like the bank, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
like almost like a sort of load of toffee wrappers sort of thing. But I don't care. It's it's quite nice to do that, and you get that sort of, when you frame it back and you think, crikey, it's got that sort of contemporary feel to it as well, as which is great. I'm always saying that about my stuff. Traditional with a contemporary twist. Yeah. Sometimes, like I said the other day, if I tweak it on the computer, I can enhance them a little bit, like there. Just that it's subtle, but just adds a little bit of brightness to it sometimes. Do it on Gordon's, it'll probably go whoosh. Yeah, changes it completely. All the colours change.
Yeah.
Got a
So
revision.
you got to be careful with when I do it. I'm conscious of that. Sometimes.
Is that sun better, Dave?
Well then,
Is that sun better now?
yeah, that's better, isn't it? Just balance. Just it's eventually I'll get round to doing the value thing. Yeah, if I do it on Christine's, it will goes quite blue, which isn't right. Well, it obviously picks out certain colours more than others. But if you do it on the framed one, where you've got the balance, all I'm doing is auto adjusting the overall subtle. It does it on there much better. Very good. Like that. Anyway, today's top. Do you know what? I'm funny old bugger. I'm more nervous about today than than I have been for ages.
Look on her face, probably. Makes me nervous.
It's those rollers.
I know, that's going to be difficult, isn't it?
Mm, absolutely.
Joyce, you said you met her, didn't you?
I did. I'd totally forgotten until I read your text. And yes, many years ago, she came to a charity event that my mother had organised, and she was absolutely delightful. And my daughter, who was quite young at the time, very young, absolutely thought she was the bee's knees, and there was sort of mutual respect. It's very nice.
I did meet her. Well, I didn't meet her. She was aware of me because she used to. I think she was at the pavilion doing a show. Of course, I'm at the Bournemouth Gardens, and she flitted through there once or twice. Well, more than a few times, because it's one of those things. You think, is that woman looking at me? I mean, pictures. And I said to her, "Oh, that's bloody Kathy Staff." Happened quite a lot because they were in the pavilion. So we used to get there to open it up and set up sort of 8:30, whatever, and where they were staying, or if they were either walking to the pavilion for rehearsals at 9 for the show or whatever, or in the afternoon walking back to their digs. And I saw quite a few of the Roy Hudd. I remember him. He nodded and winked at me. But I thought, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Of course, Paul Daniels, he stopped and tried to sell me pictures for me. That was amazing. Like this, not a lot. I was too cheap for him. That's a lovely picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to miss Carol, but I don't know about the background. But anyway, we'll let battle commence. Oh, I was going to say an early lunch, but I don't think so. My sketch, I didn't do a full. I was going to say full frontal, a full face, a big one. I just did a subtly small one for a change. Actually, the paper was. I just used the paper that came out the thing when I cut it up. I'll go quiet for a minute, so, but I will be back.
Hey, bye-bye. I think I'll have to take my sketch pad and pencils out to Birchwood. I won't have time to paint that before Tuesday.
How
Don't
long
come
are you
back.
going for?
Thursday till Monday.
Right.
Come back on Monday. And I'm pretty busy in the meantime.
All I got in my head is clippity clop, diddly-do-do-do-do-do. London is my hometown. Oh, dear, that's the only trouble with those sort of tunes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shame you couldn't get the video on Etsy because that made it. That made it
But
really
I say
stand out.
the video is on there, but it's just the panning of the picture. Oh, hang on, I haven't spotlighted it.
It's gone clippity clop off again.
Well, if nothing else today, it's a beautiful sunny day.
He was
But
London painting on a wall.
one of the things that I think is important, oh, I know what I forgot to get, is mixing, well, for us water babies, how do you mix flesh? How do I mix flesh? Goodness. It does vary a bit. Today's version, I'm just using, could be a bit of white if you want to use it. It's just, I've got that fleshy tone that I just use a dab of that in it to start
David,
off.
I can't get you on full screen. Is there any reason?
You can't get me off. We had this before.
Yeah,
Have you got?
It's just me. I've just got me on full screen, which is not good.
That's view. It should be spotlight for everyone. I remember last time.
Right.
I remember last
Yeah.
time you logged out and logged back in.
Yeah, I've got everybody's little pictures, but you just come up in the corner. I can't when I try to put on.
Have you got a view button? Because it does say spotlighted for everyone, which is weird.
Stop video share participants. No.
Should be one there that says view. Speaker view.
Meeting settings.
You've overridden it, haven't you, Dave, at the moment?
Yeah, as far as I know. That.
Yeah, it's working properly on ours. I've got it on speaker view, but you've overridden it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I've spotlighted it for everyone. If I do it the other way, then as soon as someone talks, it highlights them.
Yeah, it's pain in the bum. Isn't it?
I've never had this problem before, so I don't know what's.
I think you did.
You
had it last time. I think you logged out and you left and then rejoined.
Okay, I'll try. I'll say.
Try it. I won't do too much.
Bye.
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 See you in a minute.
Well, it's worth a go. I'm sure that's what it did.
Oh, we can talk about it now. Okay.
Yeah. To mix the flesh, these sort of fresh. I'll redo it. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of red, rose red, and there you go.
Yeah.
You get your flesh straight away. The other color is if you want to change it, is a little bit of blue. It gives you a nice shadow of tone there as well. So but if you want to get it back to the other, just add more yellow and a little bit of red. You can bring it back to what I did earlier. Yeah, it's gone a nice browny dark mocha colour now.
Oh.
Quite like that one. I quite like. That's the trouble when you do it. You suddenly think, oh, I like that. I'll make use of that. But I think what I've been finding is try and mix up a wodge of it. Once you get a load, mix up a load. And I'm using the spray thing to add some extra water, you know, bit of water to make it go further. It's quite a nice fresh colour, that.
No, we don't do
You like me mother's stockings? I like that one. I think to kick off, Chris back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in all your full glory now.
That's what I think it's just, yeah, maybe you looked in a specific way.
Don't know. Never mind. I'm here. And you're
Oh,
there.
that's-
That's the main
I'm
thing.
flat. I'm going to go at a funny angle. I think it's better. You know, every day, every week I do these things and always change. I never do it the same twice, I don't think. Well, maybe I do. Anyway, today I'm just going to make the damp, the flesh, the face quickly. Oh, this it's just, yeah, right. Normally we have the throat and the arms and everything. This time it's just, I worked quite busy on the sketch. I've got these, it's a light fleshy color. I'm just going to paint it all over for now. Have no fear. Dave is here. Don't worry, Kathy. Well, just set a tone, a base tone, really. Being watercolor. My toes are crossed. I'm thinking it'll, what's the word? Fade quite nicely. Don't know. That sets the tone. The only problem we've got, and Carol's not here, is what colour to decide for a background. Well, that's sorting itself out. I'm not really that keen on painting a brick wall. I'm hoping, yeah, it's the my grid lines, by using the watercolor pencil, I'm just, or I'm making it wet, they are fading, washing away. That's where these oil painters sometimes have one up on us, because they use charcoal, which does the same thing, doesn't it? In acrylics and that, you just use a charcoal pencil, and you can get white charcoal pencils as well. So if you prime the canvas at a overall constant color to start with, you can use a white charcoal pencil. Watch that face bit. It's going to get bruised. All right. I've got some blue. Is that any good? I've put a load of, oh, oh my gosh. Oh, I topped up my blue palette. The usual, which is cerulean on one half and ultramarine on the other. If it goes wonky, I just say it's Christine's fault.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, because she gave me the paints. I'm just going to go. Just carry on with the blue for now. before I hit it with some. The other colour I topped up in there was burnt sienna, so I'm thinking either burnt sienna, because they'll give us, and some green. Thunder.
Mm.
I might have to spray this in a minute. The paper is the Two Rivers really not finished one. I've got to order some more of that. Trying to think, there isn't a real, oh, there is a shadow area. Hang on, let's go. Be careful. Dark over the on the right hand side. I'm going to go dark, but not. It's amazing once you put a border on though, or a background, how I haven't really put a lot of paint on, but don't have to stand out quick, doesn't it?
Mm.
Crikey. For a shadow color, I'm just going to add a little bit of my blue mix, hopefully some cerulean blue, and a little bit of the purple, rose red. Should give me a sort of a shadow tone. Was add a bit burnt sienna to mute it down a bit. Terry Harrison, he's laughing at me. You could have bought mine for a small fee. I just wanted to put, don't know if it'll work or not, but just add a bit of shadow around the back. That's enough. Hopefully it'll fade away. And some burnt sienna. You can add it to the back. I know I was going to say, talking to Chris, in my palette, I'm always saying I use some green, and I'm always saying don't ask me what green it is. I don't know, and I discovered why I don't know. Now, let me just add some more in. I'm hoping this is wet enough so it'll give me a sort of a graduated background with. Might have to lift a bit of that off there. We'll see. Drag some of the other into it. I think lifting off is a better option. I think I went a bit too strong there. Need a flat brush. I've got a flat brush. Thank you, Terry. Tissue, lift it off. Stop it spreading down too far. I think as the years go by and you do more and more of these paintings, like I was saying, I'm just moving it around, saying last week, you sort of, it's a bit like playing a game of chess against an opponent and you're trying to be 6 moves ahead of him, or you're making one move but you're actually thinking 6 moves ahead. It's a bit like that when you're painting, because you have to sort of, in your mind's eye, think about it in the future tense rather than the past tense. What colour is her jacket? I'm seeing a colour photo. A blue. Dave. Well, I'll block that in as well while I'm here then. Oh, there's a really dark blue in the sort of a purpley blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, what I was going to say, the reason I don't know what green it is I use, these are Sainsbury's watercolour Chris gave me ages ago, but the paints are all in there in the tubes, but they don't tell you on the tube what the colour is. So the one so that green is the one I squirted in there last night. I think that's a sap green. That's a really bright, funny green. So yeah, all I did, that's why I couldn't tell, because nobody's ever put it on the tin what it is. Anyway, I digress. What am I going to do? Add some colour. I'm just going to block in her jacket for a minute. Got this. Clean water. I think the wet and wet sort of. Did I want to do that or not? No. Okay. That bit there is her part of her. Yeah, that's a light bit. So just clean water on the bits that we're going to paint. I think your blue might come in handy here, but I'm going to do it in reverse. I'm going to add the lilac-y red colour first. Drop the blue into that. God knows. Hopefully it'll make a difference. But I'm trying to decide if there's a light part of the image, you know, the shade coming in or not. Quite honest, I can't really say. I've noticed, but if the shadows behind her head is prevalent, then I'm going to say that there's some light coming from the right hand side in front of her. Feels like I haven't watched Summer Wine. I missed it yesterday. It's on drama every day, every weekday. And then I'll add some, I'm just dropping the blue in on that. See if I can get some sort of purpley colour. Don't mind if it. Bit more? No, blue, you idiot. Sorry. Terrible, isn't it? When you think you're on a roll and you go in the wrong box. And the colour that comes out. Oh, it's such a shock. Oh, that's cool. I haven't got Indigo Gourd.
No, he's gone. He's not
he?
here.
I haven't got Indigo in this palette. So it's a bit of a boring bit, this, isn't it? So I'm just going to add some burnt umber. Try not to. How many chins do you want, Kathy? Oh dear. I'll stop there. We'll go there for now. And did I? No, I didn't. Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, did I? There's a lovely white underblouse thing she's got on. I don't know what it is. I didn't want to. Wanted to keep it if I could, without splashing white paint all over the place. Nice bit of green, and then some purple. 3 colours. Not purple. What colour is it? Rose red. Some of Chrissy's green. For now, I'll just call it Chrissy's green. There you go. Yeah, that goes up there. I'm going to persevere with this brush, but it's a bit too big. Next week, I've put it down as the red squirrel, which would be a bit of fun. Just adding a bit of rose red into there. Trying to find some of the dark folds, but really it's just an undercolour really to set the scene. think I'll change my brush to the smaller one. I'm still using these oil brushes for, they seem to be my go-to pick-up brush at the moment. But maybe Gordon always says you're a frustrated oil painter. Could well be right. Apart from the fact I don't like the smell.
That's the problem.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, these days I paint in my you know, I paint upstairs in the bedroom. So the last thing I want at night is bloody wafting oil paints. I'm just having a bit of darks in here while I remember just adding a bit of blue green mix on top while I've got the thin brush. Bit burnt umber, but as long as there's part of the 3 colours in the set, I'll be all right. Just dipping the brush straight in the paint in the palette. Ooh, careful. Sorry, Nora. You've chopped me bit of my chin off. Oh, you lost me beard. Yeah, now I've put that undercolour underneath. I can add some darks on top. Clean the brush off. Think about the while I'm at it. These smaller pictures, I think pointy brushes are probably easier, aren't they? I had a darker skin tone, was that one, wasn't it? Don't know. Let's have a think. See what we can. Yeah, it's a bit brown, isn't it? We'll see. Just put in a few.
They always look so heavy, this.
I'll keep going.
Go on, get on and eat it. I'm going to
It needs a bit more water in that. Just soften it down. Could be this early bath, early lunch is already seeming a distant memory. Well, I've not used any white at all at the moment, but I have made pencil marks, so I'm sort of utilising them today. But I can sense what I'm doing now is finding some of those worry lines that we all have. Just highlight them up, find some shadowy bits. I think I might add a little bit of blue into that. That was the shadow tone that I had for the dress rather than the face. Just mix a bit of the fleshy tone in it. The bit I want is the bit in the middle. Funny, isn't it? How it's not easy to frown your eyes like that. I was in the mirror trying to do it yesterday, thinking, how does she do that? Because they're squinted up and they look really small, like a lion sort of eyeing its prey. Good old. Oh, while I'm in the mood, nick a bit of green and just dab a bit where I think the eyes need to be. I think it might be an age thing, but I've noticed, well, I don't know, better be careful what I say here. But, well, even supermodels and things like that, just lately I look at them and then I look at their parents, or their dad or whatever, and they're sort of supermodel, whatever, and I think that's just like, if you changed her hair, she'd look like a bloke. It's just like her dad. So, you know, do you ever do that? I sort of look at someone and then think, oh, if you sort of strip the hair away and add a few, I don't know, take away a few bits, and you can see the similarities. Don't know. Take that as a no. I'm on my own here. What's he on about? I don't know. I ain't got a bloody clue. He's waffling on. I've noticed all the portraits I've done lately, or attempted, I don't think I've ever finished one. 20 degree. I haven't used the rigger. I didn't use it last time. I do it off camera when no one's watching. Sneak.
Now you know your secrets.
Yeah. I'm just playing with shadows now. While I've got some dark, which is this little grey blobby colour here. Thought I'd look at Nora's curlers, try and introduce a few. I'm just looking, really. Well, I've got the colour, because the hair, I haven't got a clue what colour of hair she's actually got, but I'm going for burnt sienna and adding something into it. This is the grey, neutral grey colour that I should have put on there, I think. I'm not going to add some more flesh to that. Adding flesh to the bones. We have power. So much power as an artist. You can turn people into Herman Monster at a flick of a brush. I think maybe we will finish early. Shh. Burnt sienna. The only thing about those Sainsbury's paints, Chrissy, is they're not the best quality in the world.
What do you
this,
think?
yeah. Why do you think you got them?
I'm very generous.
Anyway, till we get the rigger out, I'm just going to put. I've just put a little dab of it on the side. These brushes are good, like I say, because they've got as you use them, they sort of make little, they split, don't they? They make little areas where you can utilize. Where's Carol? She's loving this hairdressing. Oh dear. Yeah. Being cautious.
No Corinne again?
No, because I think Gordon said it last week that I'm not so keen on portraits. And
I think she just picks out the one she wants to do.
Well, I think Tuesdays, she did say babysitting day as well. So conscious of that.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh. All I've got is Malcolm in my mind's eye at the moment. I've sort of remember that time he was poorly in the class.
Yeah.
It was only later I thought to myself, well, it wasn't my cake. 'Cause he just, I don't think he'd eaten it. I was thinking, crikey. The lady in the church, Suki, was really good, wasn't she? She was just walking by and she was telling the paramedics what to do. I thought, oh, crikey. You need people like that, don't you, in those sort of moments. What am I doing that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bit of yellow on the brush. I'll put burnt sienna on as her hair, but I'm also going to, not a lot, I've got to wash it because it's quite strong. Add some little bits of, there's a reason for this. God knows what it is. If I look at her hair, I can sense a sort of a gold feel to it. I don't know. Trying to think of yeah, that'll do. Some more of this lovely fleshy colour. I think a good thing is to if you got, you know, when you got a bit more time, you can let it dry. I don't like using a hairdryer, but if you let it dry and then make the whole face wet again and sort of just let the paint flow in, it works really well. Did that on the base wash. I did that, the paleness of it. But to counter that at the moment, the only way to do it is to go back to the infamous Roger Deller technique and just introduce some white into our flesh tone. Now I've got the establish a few of the shadowy bits. I can just add some of those in. One thing I did put her ear in. It's funny working on a smaller scale picture. I'm so used to doing a bigger one. That's why I wanted to do this, to challenge myself really. But if you just do it lightly with the white, it sort of blends in really nicely. Gives you those oh dear, I just had this feeling that her eyes are sort of half looking at me going, yeah, all right. This is so, I said it in my notes, it's intimidating. How can you be intimidated by a photograph? It's Nora Batty. What do you mean? If you're not intimidated by Nora Batty, there's no hope for you. I got flu jab this weekend coming up. Anyone else had flu jab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't.
We've
back
had
on the
our
10th,
both.
Oh,
3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
well, touch wood. Must be working because I can't recall having flu for yonks
Mm.
for years. Oh, that's
I've
well.
never had flu.
Get the hot flushes every day. Dude, I was here this morning and I thought, God, flipping heck, it's hot. I thought, oh, no, you're having one of those moments, Dave.
Mhm.
The men get them as well, so they're not sort of restricted to women. So I was online earlier looking at Jackson's online painting, the art suppliers, trying to decide what paper to buy. I think I'm going to go for the Two Rivers really thick, heavy one. Do you know what? I don't think this is looking so bad as I thought it would. Burnt umber. Get some burnt umber and add it. Hopefully, when you want it to, this brush won't do it, will it? Form little forky bits so that you can simulate hair. Maybe if I just make it drier. I was doing it the other day and I noticed what colour's ginger? No, it's not ginger, is it? It's auburn.
It's
An
auburn with just a bit of sunlight on it.
Yeah.
Right, ladies, how many of you can remember getting your ears squashed by those curlers? I'm just looking at the photo on my phone.
Yeah,
Seeing the ear was squashed.
definitely.
Oh, I can remember that,
Uh,
especially if you slept in them.
yeah.
Burnt umber and blue. It's my go-to dark, isn't it? I've got a little bit of this pad next to me, so just using it and scraping some of the thicker paint off.
Is that a large nose on your pad? A little bit of scrap.
It was, yeah. I was.
Oh, good.
Well, that's really. No, I was having a doodle like you do.
I know.
I'm really pleased. Oh, that's made my day actually, because
Well, there you
I was,
go.
I was
I
thinking
recognised
it wasn't very good, but it wasn't about making it X, Y, Z, brilliant, awesome painting. It was about ear, not ear, nose. Just well, sometimes you think, how do you actually paint a flipping nose? But you don't. That's the irony of it. You don't paint a nose. You paint the shadow around the nose. That's all there is to it. Right.
Yeah, simples.
It says it seems simple, but when you come to put it into practice, it sort of doesn't.
I hate noses. I just do not like noses.
I think, yeah, I was thinking the other day, I'm going to sit down and just paint a nose. But when you suddenly, and if you Google it and go on YouTube and watch people do it, after about 5 minutes, you think this is ridiculous. Because A, nobody does it the same. They all do it different or variations of the same. at the end of the day, there is no, it's not about them. It's just a piece of bone with the skin folded over it. And that's all I can say, really. I think it's, I don't know. It's just practice, practice, practice. That's all I'm thinking. All I'm doing. But I must admit, it is it does sort of tense you up a bit when you start to paint. You think, oh God, how am I going to paint the nose? And the more I think about it, the more I've convinced myself you don't paint the nose. You paint the shadows, the tones around it. Just forget it's a nose. Trying to get this colour on the hair. You'll have fun with this, Carol. Trying to get some nice colours. Do you know what? I think Gordon's probably hit the nail on the head. Use add a little bit of red in. Just flick it with your finger, perhaps. Maya, that'll probably add on top of that. Just adds a little bit of, yeah, I'm with it. I'm on it. The rose madder. Use that in the shadows. Don't sit on your glasses, Dave. I'm a bit bored. You must tell when I'm happy. Funny noises come out of me, man. Or is that normal? That's the usual. I think I'll paint some. I went on a Zoom course as well, learning how to paint portraits. I paid bloody good money for that. It wasn't cheap. And when I came away, I thought, did I learn anything? No. Nothing at all. So the conclusion is, to me, there isn't any sort of definitive, well, that's a posh word, well, yeah, I don't know, definitive way of doing it. I think it's a matter of, see, this right eye is annoying. I am aware of it because it's almost straight, the line across. Can you see it? It's almost, there's almost like it's almost dead straight. So getting that feeling, it's not easy. I'm disappointed in me, the way I've done their eyes. So I think there's more, even though you can sense there's what do you, I don't know. That's beauty of portraits. You don't actually, you've got to imagine what the person's actually thinking, haven't you? Well, in the moment, with Kathy's stuff in this, I can't tell. But painting older people is so much more fun. Once you get a rigger in your hand, it's the devil to get them off. Because you start putting in some information. See that one there goes right across, doesn't it? Goes right across. And Ocado's just turned up. Quite clever. I'm enjoying myself. Oh, glad someone is. Says a voice from the stalls. Lovely, 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 lovely. I think at some point we'll put some white to use some white to put some highlights. It's the old thing with me. If it's man-made and painted, you should paint it that way. Hang on, I've lost her. Oh, it's okay. I lost. I've got a big picture of the curlers and that I printed out, and yeah, that I can see them a little bit stronger, but there's a white bit over there that I can fiddle back in a little while. Still looks like a bloke to me. Well, we can perhaps analyze that. But the beauty about portraits, you use all the techniques of, well, the particular one that I always going on about is this, where you put a line of paint on, then clean water on the brush and soften it down, just to let it flow out. That way you get your shadows. Down here needs sorting out, I think. But it does go in there, doesn't it? So I'm going to go in. Yeah. Okay. Old Rolf Harris is looking at this going, how's he do it at that time? How's he do it? Can't get it. Takes me once to paint a picture. There's old Dave, he just gets in there, whoosh, whoosh, splash, dish, brush. Now comes Nora Batty. Oh, dear, oh dear. Let me have a look at there. Yeah, okay. It's one of those, isn't it, where we've got to just make it up. That's fine. Soften this down. Blue. These brushes are very good, these oil brushes, but like I keep saying, you have to scrub them off with a bit of tissue because they retain their paint. It doesn't disappear in the water. I've just added a big blob of blue to the colour of to the white. I'm just using a little bit of white into the fleshy tone. It looks bluey now. Still bloody blue. Stupid boy. No. Blue, white, homo, Daz, isn't it? Washing up white.
Mhm.
I was a bit worried in case I was falling asleep this morning. 'Cause it was clear sky again last night. So I was out there. Well, I wasn't. I was in bed, but still have the computer on in the back. Well, you know, while telling me what's going on out the back. That's the
Anything
reason.
exciting happening?
Well, I was off. It's Halloween, wasn't it? So I was trying to get there's a target called the Witch Head Nebula. The Witch Head Nebula. So I was up trying to get that last night.
Mhm.
I'm not sure it was very. Actually, I think it's gone up. Didn't work, so I'm going to have to have another go. I was hoping it's clear tonight. A little bit of extra there. I think it's a sort of a bit of a heads up to mix up a few different fleshy tones, like a really white one, a pinky white one, a flipping dark one, and a not so dark one. So you've got some scope to play with as you're working along. Just need to lighten this up a bit. Yeah. Take a bit of pressure off of that. Yeah. Come on, Kathy, you're in there somewhere. I can sense it. Well, I quite like it as it is, actually. So. I've been working. You're talking to the bloke that's still painting Diana doors from ages ago. She went in the bath. I was looking at it. I thought, don't know. She says she's gone in the bath, and she's looking much better for it. Oh dear. Oops. Twitchy finger. What am I going? It's just a bit of extra flesh tone. I think. Put some more in here. Not too much. It's a bit awkward. Some that I've noticed. Some ladies remove their eyebrows, so you're painting nothing, which is a bit of a challenge. But normal procedure is you put some paint on and then spend the next few minutes teasing it back off again. It's just a little bit of a, I was going to say a grey area, but it's not. That's the issue. I don't want it to be a grey area. That's better.
Mhm.
Looking at computer. Here is if I've got the-
When you're doing these, I don't know about you guys, but when I do these, it's all about
What we've done with that.
different states of drying. As it dries, you go back in, add a little bit here and a little bit there. That's all I can say, really. Gonna add a little bit more darkness to her eyes. Just want that to, I have to have a think about that. When in doubt, move away. Paint something else. Go to another part of the picture. Let one part rest, and then you can come back. Add a little bit of interest to her dress. Watch it. Oh. Stop talking because I had a brush in my mouth. Not the first time that's done, is it? Luckily, it's still really wet. Naughty. We can use that little bit of white there to add some highlights on her shirt. Hopefully. A little bit more. Just a little tad. Like I said earlier, it seems to me like the light is brighter on this right hand side. Need a bigger brush now. But as that's dried back over here, we can blend a bit of the bit more blue in it. But if you notice, I'm conscious of not using too many different colours. Otherwise, you get that mud. I'm using what's this? No more than about 3 colours really. I've just added an underpaint really of blue, red. Now it's dried off, can add some stronger blue on top. So we're confident. That's a kiss of death saying that, but I'm fairly confident that by doing that I won't get a muddy colour, because just 3 is enough. There's some places in the picture where you actually want it to go muddy. Well, when I say muddy, I mean dark, shadowy, like let's have a look. You could say there's a strong crease somewhere down here where her arm probably is, or whatever. So we can add burnt umber and blue, or a dark shadowy colour in amongst it. No, because if it goes mud, it doesn't matter. It becomes part of the shadow. At the moment, it's usual watercolour technique. No, more that way, isn't it? Those angles. Okay. Put some lines of paint on. Where's my voice? Put some lines of paint on. Clean water. Just soften them down. Blend it in. If you're lucky, you'll get a nice soft foldy effect. Pressing quite hard there actually. When it dries back, you'll start to feel where they are. Well, that's my theory. You just push them to where you want them and they'll soften down. Get to those over the other side quick before they dry. Don't like those. Told you that was horrible, didn't I? As they dry back, they'll sort of blend into the background a bit more dark. Is what I'm thinking about it. That was red and green. Red and green. That's what I'm using now to form darks. Let's have a paper. Little trick I've learned over the weeks. Put a piece of card down on the wet bit and then I don't know. My rigger hand's not as silky smooth as it has been. Funny bit is the bit where I went like that with the tissue, it's looking really it's drying back really good. That was I told you that was one of the magic tricks of painting watercolors. If it don't look right, put a bit of tissue on it. Then when the tissue comes off, when it dries back better than it would have if you left it. Probably do it over here as well, just to prove the point. While it's a little bit damp. Stand back, admire what you've done.
They're going to send me a password tomorrow now.
No.
Come on. All right.
This is just to open my iCloud again.
Look for. I'm only going to do these.
Oh, they've got to be careful.
Try and put them in fairly quickly.
Make sure you're in the same place.
But at some point, we'll tighten them up even more. The beauty is, because we're now special watercolor painters, we don't like something, or we just want to make it look more interesting, we'll just get some flipping white on our brush and see what happens. So it's funny though that when you first put some on, it's quite dramatic and you think, crikey, that's strong. But being watercolor, it fades back so much. Sometimes it acts like a glaze over the top of a picture, which is great fun. But the beauty of it is, like I keep repeating, saying when it does dry, you can hydrate it and blend it back into, soften it all down, and it melts into the picture, which I love. Oh, watch this stuff though.
It's a good job he's on 2 reverse today.
What was it?
Huh?
Rubbing it
Na,
in.
na, na.
Yeah, over and over.
Don't upset Kathy hair. Just add a little bit more. Find some more highlights here and there. And that nose. Definitely a valley shape there. Goes down.
Haven't seen Button Moon for a long time.
Seen what?
Button Moon.
I didn't hear what it said then.
That's the clangers.
Oh, it's the Clangers answer.
They lived on Button Moon, didn't they?
Mm.
That's the clangers.
When it's, what I'm hoping is when it's dry, when the, you know, when it dried back quite a lot, then I'll just use my normal trick and just tease out and blend these colours in to make them more soft. It's almost like doing pastels, you know, using a pastel stick. Meantime, going to add some stronger colour, even though I've left them white anyway. I just want them to be a bit more solid. Spend a bit more time with the rigor on these. There's no, I can't think of any better way of doing it than adding some white into it on the for the curlers, you know, just even though it's just plain white paper, I haven't painted it in any shape or form. I think there's a sneaky, I'll put it in there, but it's going to fizzle, dry out. But there's like a sneaky bit of white where her arms folded. Maybe it's a bit too, not as big as that on my scale, but I've just put it in so I know it's there. No. Oh, there's no doubt about it. Kathy Staff definitely has a strong face. By that I mean
You have to find Ina Sharples next time.
No.
Why do you shouldn't say things like that to me.
Oh no.
What a strong face.
Yeah.
No, you could say it was being rude, but I'd say it was quite manly.
Oh, very, yes. Your whole body was, wasn't it?
Yeah, my nan, bless her heart, she was of the same sort of ilk, really. And
Yeah.
her she was a bit like that. Well, I think it's just I'm at that point. To be quite honest with you, I very often I've surprised myself here because this picture isn't as bad as I thought it was. I was really more apprehensive about this one than quite a few of the ones I've done lately. And quite frankly, it might, I don't know what it looks like on screen because I haven't looked that way, but it's not looking that bad actually. There's a few things I need to tighten up. Like,
Don't forget to put the white plastic pins in to hold the colours in.
yeah, I can't. They're just cross lines. And I was thinking about it just now, you took the words out straight out of my head, and I was thinking that I know that, but if I try doing it now, it'll
Yeah, it's a bit too wet, is it?
yeah, I'll be asking for trouble. My pinky,
Only the heads you can see.
my pinky fleshy tone is sort of dissipated, which is one of the things I was going to say earlier on. Was whatever you do, mix up a lot of the flesh tone, mix up more than you think you need at the start. You know, when you do that, bit of yellow, bit of just do that for now. You can always play with the rigger for a few hours at leisure. Maybe make her nose a bit stronger.
Yeah.
She's got a funny ear.
Ah, and a little dinky tweak there to say it's over that side as well. Is there a really dark? Well,
It's in the right place.
you can have
It's the way
Just flat.
it appears to be
beauty of
low
being,
the curve.
well, being watercolor. I can
It's in the right place. It's just a flat ear.
when it's oops,
Most people's ears stand proud of
when it's when it dries, I can just use a soft brush and some clean water and just blend things around, smooth it up. Maybe tidy your jacket up tomorrow. Maybe don't. And today I'm not trying to reproduce a photograph. I'm trying to just sort of produce a scary picture for Halloween. I can't believe I said that. But yeah, you're right, Chris. It's one of those that will probably one of those moments where the easiest way of doing it, fucking lost my strength, is to just get it straight out of the tube, top of the tube. Get a thin line. They don't go right across though, do they? The one at the front does, doesn't it? There's a couple. It's just a flick, isn't it? I'm not going to
Yeah.
do it too much because I'm minded to perhaps tomorrow when it's bone dry to get the scalpel and just scrape a scratch a nice straightish line, give it a little bit more emphasis. But other than that, there's one there. Only girls are going to notice that anyway. Oh, lost the lid off of that then. How am I off for time? Have I got an early lunch? That's what I was worried about.
12:10.
Oh,
So
that's
you're
not
doing
too,
all right.
not too bad.
Mhm.
I don't. Oh, it's the opposite. Normally, you take the lids off and you can't put them back on. I can't get them off. This time it's the opposite. I've taken it off. I can't put it back on.
That's quite good, isn't it? That's very good.
This area here, I'm just going to leave it.
Use the morning practice.
That's what I did earlier because I wanted it to. I might be able to tone it a little bit with a little hint of. It's not quite grey, but it's just an off colour. Bit of clean water and let that soften down. We knew it was too quiet. What I'm going to do is put a mark there and follow that mark across. Same there. Same there. I'm not going to paint them in though.
He was going to do the wall. He said he wasn't going to do the wall.
And maybe a stronger line at the top. Get a bit of burnt. Just use paint off the side of the doodah of the board. See if we can add a little bit of. I like the mix of rose, red, and cerulean blue. It gives a really sort of. It's not grey. It's more of a. That's enough of that. Just put a few bits at the top. One going up. A couple of verticals to make it. I don't know. What's the word? Give it. It's just clean water, just teasing it down from the lines. That was a bit of purple that came off the side of the thing. Yeah. Well, maybe a bit across. Bits here and there. All I'm doing is clean water, and the lines I've put with the dark, stronger colour, just putting water underneath it. Really, might need to change that a bit. Might need to soften it down. So it's the way, isn't it? As you work the painting, a nicer colour turns up. You think, why didn't I use that in the first place? It's the reason if you stick with two, three colours, layering them on each other, you'll be okay. Any more, and you'll be struggling because especially the areas where you think, well, it doesn't matter here. It's confidence. It's black. It's the background. I can do what I like. will go muddy as well. So, and it will spoil. A bit creative there, by my standards, but you can get even more creative by introducing some stronger. But you have to think about it because as soon as you put some flecks of white on, that value thing is going to affect us. It's either going to come closer or go apart, go behind, go away. So it's good fun though, because you get to use the edge of the brush, flick it, rub it, just use it dry. So you're not quite sure what's going to happen. I think that's almost a wrap actually. So I'm thinking it's, I don't know, what's the word? Be between takes. Just thinking, what's that bloody compo doing now? Or it's more likely, God, this is boring. I want to go home and have a cup of tea. But I must admit, I could do with some more in there. More softening up in the hair, I think. But I'm bored. I don't want to do any more. I'll spoil it. That's what it is, isn't it? You think, oh, if I do much more, I'll spoil it. I have to have I think the warning sign is the clothes. You could have a bit more effort into those when you come to do yours. Well, be conscious that it be nice to make it. You want to make them as fairly. Well, what's the word? As fairly clear as possible. Rubbing it in now with a bit of clean water. Maybe trying to make a bad job worse, or just setting the scene for a major. No, it's better. Just wanted to smooth it out. No water or anything on this now. I'm just using what's there. It's the beauty of these oil brushes. They're so much more robust. Still looks like me nan. And tomorrow, when it's soft, I can soften some of these areas down with a. Usually, if I do that, I'll use one of these Terry Harrison brushes. These, they're much softer, and you can just blend it slowly. Give it a makeup job. Almost. Almost cracked it. There was one bit I was going to stick a. Almost cracked it. That was a big sigh. Now I'm going to stop.
Yeah, very good.
I put a thing around it. I don't know where it's gone actually. I don't think green's going to work for Nora Batty. So.
No. Cream. A light cream, I would have thought it.
Yeah, I'll have to go back to finding a white one, I think. Yeah, or a different colour. Well, I like it.
Yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
very
Yeah, super.
and the challenge is here again.
Well, this week is a bit of a challenge in that respect. Next week, hang on, I'll change my microphone. Sit down a minute. Before I.
Yeah, next week is the red squirrel, but somehow we've got to work out a way of turning it into a winter for a Christmas Eve type of thing, which is fun.
No.
So
I've disappeared.
Hmm.
yeah,
Who disappeared? Oh, Chris.
Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I was trying to scrape some dust, some paint splashes off the screen,
Hit something.
and I hit. And I've gone.
Come on, out.
Oh well, I'll just talk to you.
you should have a think about saying start your video.
No.
Oh, oh well, we're nearly there now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm quite pleased about that picture. But yes, to say next week we've got it's a it's a summer scene that's got to be made into a winter one. Well,
Lovely.
but I'm thinking about the last one before Christmas, because I plan these things quite a few weeks ahead. I think we should do a robin.
Yes, please.
It's a tradition, isn't it? I'm stuck with that one.
Is that where we started last year? Was that
It
the
is.
Robin?
It was
Yeah,
the first one we
it's a
did.
year ago this week.
Oh my goodness.
I know that because 100 and, well, it wasn't 200 quid, but it was heading that way. Went out of my account yesterday. What? What you do? No, it wasn't quite as bad. So I get an email saying thank you for your payment, and I thought, oh, and it was the Zoom people.
Oh,
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 So that was a year's contract, so it must be this week.
crikey.
Yes, that they don't hang about though.
Yeah.
No sort of by your leave. Would you care to renew your subscriptions? It's like, oh, God. So I must have set up a direct debit without realizing it. Anyway, that's done and dusted now for a while. It's been great fun. I mean, there you go, Joyce. While you're here, let me. I can do it. I can do it.
is it your video?
Yeah, while you're here, quick video. Share. Wants to know which video it was. Which one was it? Rainy London 2, I think. Play.
London, 1888. Summertime, summertime, in our hands of God. Clippity clop, out in a hansom cause it's summer. Clippity clop, London is beautiful in summer. Look at the horse, see how he goes. Lickety spit to Piccadilly. Clippity cloppity, clippity jauntily up and down. Cloppity, clippity, all over London town. It's expensive, but
Is
it's
there
worth double
anybody
the
there?
fee. Joy intensive, flatters the ego
Have
of
you
me
all
when
gone?
riding.
No, still here.
Oh, we're still here.
That's all right. Because I haven't got. I've only got the sound. I haven't got the screen.
It's just showing the video again. The voice.
Oh, okay. Right, well, I suppose I better get off. Get some lunch.
Yeah.
I'm very tempted. I'm
Oh,
very
that was
tempted.
that was fabulous.
Yeah.
It was
Great.
brilliant, wasn't
Great fun. Yeah.
Up and it goes kaboom.
it?
That's all right. there's another version of it, an earlier version, where it comes up a bit more in sync, and it is right towards the end. It just comes up, kaboom! Oh my day! What's that one? That Christine? Then she's
I'm
much
here.
off her screen.
She's there, but no picture.
No, I don't know what I've done. It's not worth logging in again, so I'll just
Yeah.
listen. I'll
I've
just
been-
listen.
Yeah, there is if you go on the Zoom website, there is a link. It's on the watercolor one, I think. Yeah, I'll put it on there. There's a link to how to you click the link, and then on your phone you click it, and it tells you what you've done wrong. How you setting up your thing for new users or
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Back again.
Yeah,
What did
yeah,
you do?
I went back into the emails and found the link, and then just pressed join the meeting again. And
Oh, right.
so, all right, well, that's okay then.
see, who needs a teenager?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. At least I got my phone sorted out anyway. That was a bit of a nuisance going away. I thought, I'm not going to be able to get any messages. But that's okay now.
A good weekend, Chris, and
Yeah, I
everybody.
should do my best. The weather's going to be nice. That's the main
Yeah.
thing.
Where are you
right.
going?
And I
Sorry?
hope Leo will be
Where
all
are you
right.
going?
Birchwood Forest, out New Wareham Forest on a campsite, caravan site.
Be bloody cold.
It's
Yeah,
going to be a
got
lovely
electric.
sunny weekend. Yeah, I've got electric. I've got the heating. I should just hole up in my van and with the dogs and
Yeah, we're not
plenty
going
of
now.
reading. Got
We're
the
not
telly.
going to Sixpenny Hanley.
No, that's a shame.
Well, the electric isn't reliable out there.
That is the trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I noticed on somewhere last night. I was looking, and the Wareham Rugby Club have got a mega firework display this year. Great. So we will be able to hear it, I expect. But
It's not far
thought-
away, is it?
no,
Only
No.
2 miles.
Our little
Yeah.
man hasn't really noticed. He hasn't said much.
oh good. Have you had
Yeah.
many fireworks?
Such a relief.
Yeah, definitely.
Many out here yet.
No,
We've had lots.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
they do it for Halloween now, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
Oh, it started last Wednesday, first ones. So then we had Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Last night, though, I only heard one, thankfully. But tomorrow I've got to pick up a prescription for the vet for some gel to rub on Leo's gums. He said it might help more than the diazepam, but whether I'll have any fingers to finish painting next week, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I'll try anything, yeah.
Well, I've been trying to get him used to me putting my finger in his mouth. I'm putting peanut butter on my fingers and sticking my fingers in his mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that by the time Thursday comes round, I'll be able to stick my fingers in his mouth with a gel on as well.
Yeah.
Well,
You'll
it
get
shows
there.
how bad it is, because that picture you put up was a dog sat next to a rolled up ball of cheese and ignoring it.
I know.
That's
That was
what
yeah.
the dog
that had
would
the
go
di-
crazy
that had-
for a ball of cheese.
That had the diazepam tablet in it.
Yeah.
He
But they
didn't.
Yeah.
know, don't they? Somehow they know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We used to use pate.
yeah. I've tried all sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll have to just wait and see.
We used
It's
to
a
go
shame
to
though.
this place.
Out at Birchwood, because it's a commercial site, they're still not letting visitors.
Oh, aren't they?
No, it's going to be a lovely weekend, and 2 or 3 people have said, "Oh, we'll come out and visit you."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I was
but-
thinking of that.
no,
Who's
No,
not,
Keith
who's not
said-
allowing visitors, Chris?
The site.
no, that's what they said.
The site.
Yeah, the site,
Right.
Birchwood. Keith told me the other day,
Oh, right.
so I don't know how strict they're going to be or whatever, but it's no good inviting anybody out and then getting all the way out there and then they can't come on site.
No.
So I shall just be.
Kaboom!
I
Well,
just I
funny
can't,
pops there,
I
you've-
can't walk far 'cause